Well, I predicted Monaco, and I've had a bit of a stinker there because they finished 14th and 15th, only ahead of the Haas pair and Yuki Tsunoda of the drivers that finish. Alright, I admit I've had an absolute shocker here. Sergio Perez has not outscored the Dutchman. In fact, he has almost half as many points. He's been linked with a move to Williams, but that's about it. The less said about this one, the better. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Joe Tyrrell and welcome back to GP Blog. Back in January, I made some predictions for the 2021 Formula 1 season. Just some possible scenarios that we could find ourselves in this year. We are now halfway through that season, so I thought I'd react to my predictions I made back at the start of the year and see how we're going. I suggest strapping yourselves in and bracing yourselves, because these are some bold predictions. First up, I predicted Williams to score multiple points this season and that they'd score their first points in Monaco. Williams F1 team to score multiple points. Our first prediction is that Williams will return to the points in 2021. In the last 2 years, the team have only scored a single point, courtesy of Robert Kubica at the 2019 German Grand Prix. It's about time Williams got back on the scoreboard, and in 2020 they came so close, with both George Russell and Nicholas Latifi taking 11th place finishes. We'll go as far to say their first points will come at the Monaco Grand Prix. Williams have indeed returned to the points in 2021, so I got that bit right, albeit only once at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Nicholas Latifi picked up 6 points and Russell 4, so if you read anything into my predictions, I certainly wasn't expecting that, as I hyped up Russell big time. They've maybe not picked up as many points as I was expecting, but they've leapfrogged their rivals at the back of the field and will now have their eyes set on the midfield over the next few years. As for the race I predicted they'd score their first points at, well, I predicted Monaco, and I've had a bit of a stinker there because they finished 14th and 15th, only ahead of the Haas pair and Yuki Tsunoda of the drivers that finish. Not a great start, but before we get into my other predictions, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and turn on notifications. That way you'll know when we upload our next predictions video for the second half of the season, which is coming next week. Next up, I called Sergio Perez to outscore Max Verstappen. Perez to outscore Max Verstappen and their relationship turns sour. One of the big stories of the season is Perez at Red Bull, and we are making an even bigger coup. Sergio Perez will outscore Max Verstappen. The Mexican has proved how consistent he can be. Combine that with a bit of bad luck and bad reliability for the Dutchman, we're confident he'll outscore Max. Perez will finish the season in third, ahead of Max Verstappen, leaving Red Bull scratching their heads over their supposed number one. As a result, the relationship between Perez and Verstappen will turn sour. Alright, I admit I've had an absolute shocker here. Sergio Perez has not outscored the Dutchman. In fact, he has almost half as many points as Verstappen. In terms of their team duels, Verstappen is 9-2 up in races, 10-1 up in qualifying, and has 83 more points despite failing to finish twice. Now, I did clarify this in a later video and said Perez would be a good driver to capitalise on any Max mistakes, but this hasn't been the case either, and he's fallen into the situation his predecessors have. The only reason he's not under more scrutiny in my opinion is because Max is doing so well. Well, and as for their relationship, it certainly hasn't turned sour, and all seems well at Red Bull. Now this might be my best prediction, McLaren to establish themselves at the top. McLaren to establish themselves as a member of the top three. McLaren have been building for a number of years, and we're predicting them to establish themselves in the top three teams, becoming rivals to Mercedes and Red Bull. With a Mercedes engine in their car, they're set to have a bit of added power to help take them to the next level. Daniel Ricciardo is a quality driver who will be even better with the quality materials Zak Brown's team have to offer. Along with Lando Norris, the dynamic duo will have what it takes to mix it with the big boys. Now I've had a shocker so far, but this is a pretty good one in my opinion. McLaren with a Mercedes engine have progressed further than you could imagine and are regularly competing for podiums. Well, Lando Norris is. I did say the quality of Daniel Ricciardo would help them, but so far he's been underwhelming. Norris on the other hand, he's been superb, scoring several podiums and regularly taking on the big guns in brilliant duels. They're still a little off Mercedes and Red Bull, and Ferrari are clinging on to them in the midfield battle, but they've been brilliant and I'm really pleased with this prediction. Fernando Alonso to return and score a podium. Fernando Alonso to return to F1 and score a podium. From the current McLaren team to a former McLaren driver, Fernando Alonso will score a podium in 2021 with Alpine. That may not be that bold, but given his 2 years out of the F1 cockpit, it is yet to be seen whether Alonso still has what it takes to kick it with the best. However, we are confident he will, scoring one podium as he leads the new Alpine charge. Alonso's return was a key storyline for this season, and that's why I went with this prediction. Alpine continue to improve, but he hasn't quite had the speed to take to the top three. He came ever so close in Hungary, and that battle with Hamilton will be up there with the best duels this season. He made sure Ocon managed to win at the Hungaroring, and it appears he's helped his French teammate progress massively. As for his podium, it might not be too far away. We'll just have to wait and see what the second half of the season has in store. And finally, I've had a mare here. Nico Hulkenberg to return and score a podium. Hulkenberg to return and score that first ever podium. Nico Hulkenberg was Racing Point's super sub in 2020, and we reckon he'll be the go-to again. Despite positive news regarding vaccines, it doesn't look as if the coronavirus is going anywhere anytime soon. So there is a chance another driver could return a positive test, and the Hulk will be the man to fill the void. This will be the perfect opportunity for the German to score his first ever podium, and he'll do exactly that, taking advantage of any driver slip-ups to make the top 3, and at last giving the fans the opportunity to see him celebrate. Alright, what can I say about this one? Nobody has tested positive for coronavirus, Nico Hulkenberg hasn't returned to F1, and he couldn't be further from the sport. He's been linked with a move to Williams, but that's about it. The less said about this one, the better. Well, that's my predictions. Pretty poor if you ask me. But how are your predictions going? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.